was at a county fair, and they have lots of booths set around that have like tarot readings and palm readings and things like that. There's some prohibitions in the Torah about this, but you know, is this really such a big deal? I mean, you open up the newspaper today, it's got your, you know, you can look at your astrology sign and you know, see what's in store for you for the day. You know, but is this something that we really need to be concerned with?
If you read this Torah portion of Shofetim, 6 negative commandments against involving with this. The Torah specifically said that the astrologer, the sorcerer, one who do all type of divinations involved with talking to the dead, pulling part of the dead body, doing all kind of having the letters jumping with a different divination, all of that is a problem. In the Holy Zohar, which is the Kabbalah reading, they said at the beginning of creation, at Bereshit, God created those forces, meaning in Judaism we recognize that there is an existence. Read the Parsha Balak as an example. It is existed. However, we are forbidden. The Torah call it abomination 3 times, meaning it's not just some type of a nice event that you enjoy for going to someone and get advice from Sister Faye or from a palm reader or from tarot reader. It's an abomination. Why? Because it's called emunah, faith. Do you remember we talked Rabbi Harush and Rabbi Brody,
Yes,
their views
yes.
over emunah?
A lot of the teachings come from Reb Nachman of Breslov, and he talks about having complete emunah, complete faith in God. And basically, when we're going out and we're seeking to know what the future is all the time, especially we're drawn to do this during times of crisis, and we want to know what the outcome is. What it does is undermining the faith, the emunah that we have to have in God, that everything that comes into our life, be it good or bad, is in God's hands, and we don't always have to know what the outcome of a situation is going to be. In fact, we shouldn't know what the outcome of a situation is going to be. We should just have complete emunah, complete faith that everything in our life is in God's hands.
It is said that so many charlatans and people who take advantage of the sorrow of people just charge them a numerous amount of money just for all kind of advice that not always sustain. We should stay away from all of that. The fact is that the Torah is very, very strong in the language that tamim tiyeh, we should be wholehearted in our faith. We're getting close to Rosh Hashanah, to Yom Kippur, to days of awe, day of judgment. And what do we read on Rosh Hashanah? The story of Abraham, Isaac, and the devotion. God told him, leave the land, leave your family, leave to unknown place. He didn't ask questions. God asked him to slaughter, to sacrifice his son Isaac. He didn't ask questions. Jacob, it's called Tamim. All these stories of ancestors, the story of God called Eov, Job, Ish Tam, Tamim, meaning someone who's go with a full heart. Whatever God tells me to do, I'm doing.
You have to admit there is a tradition in our faith, in Judaism, that we do ask questions. We do wonder why, right? I mean, and it's okay to challenge God, to say, you know, and to wonder these things. But where do we draw the line between asking questions, between what our tradition is that of dialogue and debate? Where do we draw the line between that and actually going out and seeking to know the future?
I'll give you an example. A story that happened to me 30 years ago. I was a student at the yeshiva, and I went to my Rebbe to ask a question. And it was a line of people. And just before me, it was a person that came to the Rebbe and he said, my son is about to engage with a girl, and we went to someone, and he said that the name not matching, meaning my name with her father and vice versa, or the names is not matching, and therefore we cannot get married. The children cannot get married. And the rabbi was screaming and said, don't even listen to such a nonsense. We have to go with faith. We shouldn't go with all these type of charlatans. People tells us a future. They said, give me your mezuzah, and I can tell you, to mezuzah, what wrong you did in your life. Give me your name and the date of birth, and I'll tell you your future, etc. All of that, it's not in the path of Torah. The Torah said, tamim tiyeh. You should go wholehearted with the Lord your God. God asks us to do things. Look at our ancestors, what they went through with their faith. Look at the past generations. So if a person has some challenges, he needs to talk to God. But drawing a clear line, the clear line is simple. We go by the way that the Torah tells us. Rambam, Maimonides, said in the 13 principles that we recite every morning. Number 1, I believe with complete faith that the Creator, blessed be His name, creates and rules all creatures, and that He alone made, makes, and will make all things. Principle number 10, I believe with perfect faith that the Creator, blessed be His name, knows all the deeds and thoughts of humanity. As it's written, He fashions the hearts of all them, comprehending all the deeds. Meaning that the Almighty who created us, He knows everything, and because He knows that, it's part of our daily obligation to remember who we are, where we came from, and what is our obligation. All the other form of sorcery, it's challenge the emunah, challenge the real faith in God.